look too good. Oh, thank you so much for your introduction. It's yeah, it gives me some good information. So you all know, of course, how Greenpeace works and Greenwire is doing. I hope that other offices can also give you some ideas on how they are engaging people, of course, on the platform, how hopefully good their experience is, and so forth. So there are so many things I could show you, how the platform work, content creation, roles, groups, and everything, and also all the language problem or solution we have in the platform to accommodate your multi-country situation. So let's start. If you have any question, or if you want me to steer in a different direction, please anytime interrupt me, and I will answer everything I can. We have not too much time. I think this one will require some follow-ups if you want to go more into depth, but I will try to give you as many information as clear as possible. So first of all, I would really like to focus on multilingual thing, because probably will be your situation. So we don't have any platform in Greenpeace actually that is just in English, and that's really odd. We have Germans, we have French, we have Belgium, Brazilian, but no one that is completely in English. So I made a demo platform just for that purpose. So yeah, you could have multilingual on your site. Multilingual, there are different options for that. You can have the very basic one. So it could be for your use. So you build the platform in one language, ideally English probably. And then you have Google Translator, and there you will find also yours. So for example, you know, Croatian. So you have translation of menus, translation of content. Of course, you know, it's Google Translator, so that quality is not as good as if you will create content in that language, but could bring different reality together without too much effort, because this one is just an extension. It comes together with OpenSocial. We just set it up, and then you can navigate the site in the language you want. So it could be one of the options maybe for Mesa that only have 2 languages and they are very familiar with English, so maybe they prefer to do it in that way. Second option, and this is the one that all the Greenpeace NROs use at the moment, is full multilingual. So for example, Belgium has 2 languages, French and Dutch. And right now I have a user, and the full language is set to Dutch, but I could easily change it in my profile. So if I go to profile and I configure it, my bad, sorry, settings. I'm not familiar with the language, of course. So here is the setting. In this case, has 2 languages. In your case, for example, if you want to have Croatian and Hungarian, as Slovakian, and so on, you could have all of this. Of course, every language that you add needs to be maintained, and that is definitely time consuming, because it's community-based translation. So you can translate everything in the way it fits more your community. So if you don't want to call it Explorer, or you call it, I don't know, Visit, or anything you want in your own language, you can do that. But that, of course, requires some dedication, some people that will maintain that. And of course, the more languages you have, the more time consuming that will be. In our case, for example, we had the German language set up for some platform for Germany, of course. And then we launched the Swiss office, and there they also use German as well as Italian and French. And we simply imported the translation made by the German office into their in their site. So then by day 1, they had all the translation already. And then on top of that, they can still personalize it, because Swiss German is not the same as Germany German, and that won't be the same as Austrian German, for example. But at least you have a good starting point. That for the multilingual. So of course, the limitation of this is not content translation, as you can see. So there is a menu translation, interface translation, and everything else. But if you have content, that will stay in the language that you create. So that could be a limitation if you want to have really different countries, because for our use case, we have Belgium is one country, and inside that, there are users that speak one language, French, who wants to speak another language, Dutch. So they visit the site and see some content in one language, some content in the other, and they just browse through and they decide what they like the most. In your situation, maybe you want to really separate. I don't know, that is, of course, a question that maybe you already know the answer, or maybe you're thinking about it during this meeting. But we have solution also for that. Open Social is pretty flexible. So is our product, so we can build whatever we want on top of it. And we have some extensions based on customer needs, based on requests, based on what we think is good for Open Social in general, and we try to develop and build upon it. So we created an extension that is called Custom Access, Custom Content Access, and Custom Roles. That means that theoretically, you can have content dedicated to your country. So I have an example here. Very small things. Here I'm logged in as a content manager, so I have an eye roll. I can see everything that happens on the platform, and I have create 2 pages. One is about Romania, and one is about Croatia. I know it because I use Google Translator. And of course, I'm a content manager, I can see everything. But these pages are actually restricted per country, let's say per role. One is just Croatian and one is just Romanian. And now I will show you here what that means. This one is a Croatian user. I'm only allowed to see Croatian content. So when I will browse through the site, I will see a Croatian group. And if I click on it, I will see inside of it a Croatian event. But if I log in with another user that is Hungarian, for example, this content won't be available. It's not there. It's not for me to be seen. And this content can be created, of course, in any language you want. So the actual text in it can be done in Croatian, and only Croatian or people of this group Croatian will be able to see it. Of course, on top of it, you can still create content in English, for example, or in a language that is common across all the countries, that is the most spoken, and then you can have general content. For example, I called it, in this example, general group. This group is visible by everyone. Doesn't matter if you are from the Croatian role group or the Hungarian role group or Slovenian. Everyone, if you log in, you can see this group. Can be a group that brings all the people together. Or Mesa. And but on top of that, you can still create events or topics inside the group that only specific for one country. So everyone can see the group, but then if I want to see an event inside the group, maybe it's only for Croatian, it's only relevant for them, and then only Croatian will be able to see. This is very new also for us. We used it for a slightly different use case. For example, now that there is the medical emergency, there was a site that wanted to have medical information only about COVID, for example, and only about the flu. And people that were assigned this role could only see information about COVID, and people who were assigned different role only about the flu. Really to separate and to give the interest, or to send the people in the right direction, the right content that they need to see and to use. This is very broad, very general information, just to say that, yeah, we can do a lot of things with languages. We can do custom languages in your own for your own country, for the interface and for everything around it. We can do Google Translator, or we can actually go much, much deeper and have individual content for individual countries. The way you want to go, of course, I will be very happy to give you a demo and show you the pros and cons of everything, because of course, the more options you have, the more maintainability problems you will have. So you need more resources to keep on, to have content just for Croatia or just for Hungary, and instead of having the content that everyone can see, it's much easier to create it once, and that's everyone can enjoy and appreciate. So that will be your decision. Then let's go a bit more on what this one could do for your communities. Main thing is, yeah, please.
Sorry, can we make a pause to see if everyone is clear this concept of general versus language-based content preference? So if I set the Croatian, is everything okay? Stefano, I have a question though. Can you go back to that general bit?
Also,
So
Dejan has a question. If,
yeah, sure. So if everyone is someone like, let's say, like this one, this is a fantastic example. Let's say I'm a local member of the Croatian local group and I post an event in the general chat. Everyone can see it, but only if people join the Croatian group can actually join the event and interact with the community and so on. That was the case. Okay, good.
Right. Well, the general is general. So everyone on the platform can visit it. But then inside that, you can create content and you can decide, okay, this event inside this group is only Croatian. So at that point, only a Croatian person or Croatian role person will be able to participate, to enroll, to visit that event. So it's just to make sure that you target the right audience for your content, pretty much. So you don't present events that are not relevant. If you want people to join an event in Hungary that is that you also want Croatian or Slovenian to join there, you just put in the general, you make the permission general, and everyone could join. So it's up to the content manager to decide that. This is a step further to what we currently have in Greenpeace, because this is a different, of course, use case possible if you guys want to use like that. Sorry, Dejan, you had a question?
Yeah. So as us being a regional office, we are thinking about using that tool for leading regional projects. So let's say this week there will be many climate actions around the region, and then we would need a way how to communicate common messages to everyone, and then specific messages to specific countries. So would that general group for us be like a CE group, and then national groups, like national groups?
That's exactly how I envisioned it. Yeah. So you have some main groups. Also, Germany have this group that everyone is automatically joined when they log on the platform. So if there are major announcements, everyone can see them. And then you can scale down as much as you want. You can make country groups, and then regional groups, and then little town groups if you want. So there is no limitation in that. And you can now decide more the visibility, for example, and I will go a bit more in depth. I start from groups. So this is the option. That's what I'm saying, that it becomes more and more granular potentially. So you can, the standard ones are public, community, and group members. What means is public, well, everyone can see it. Even if you're not logged in on the platform, you can see this group, you can read about it, you can get informed and get involved. Community, only if you are logged in on the platform, doesn't matter which country, it's just a general login. Then you can see this group and join the group. Or this one is for group members. That means that you need to be part of the group in order to do anything there. So if there is a topic or an event happening in this group, you can tell to this event, only group members can join, or only group member can see it even, can be very strict. And this one goes on. So you can decide, no, I want a group that will only be available for Croatian. And that's about it. This one just gives you the opportunity to do it. So you can say, I want a group, I will give the opportunity to create that. Then it's up to the person creating the event to decide, oh, in this case, I want this event only for Croatia, or in this case, I want the event to be public. So you're just creating a wraparound group, and then what is going to be put in the group, news, events, and everything else can still be more strict and more restricted. So this is about the visibility. And then there is the join method. So this one is the latest version of Open Social. I think it's also the first time that Karen and Luca see it. There are three options, and that goes to a question I got before, how to engage people, not just via email, but really to bring it to the platform. And we have invitation. So you can invite people to join a group or to join an event. And you do this sending them emails. You can invite people that are already on the platform. Let's say, I know there is this user, I want him to come to my group or to my event. I invite him with the username, but I have a mailing list of 50 people, and then I can invite them all to my group. So let me give you an example of what this means. because I think it's much easier. So now I'm for this general group, for example, I have the member tab. So here in the member tab, I can see which members are already part of it. These two. And then I have the manage member tab. If I created a group, I can manage the group. And there are these options. So I can add directly, invite users, and view my invites. Add directly means I know, find the people, I know a user, I want to invite Chandler to my group. Let's add directly Chandler to my group. I save it, done. Chandler is part of my group. I know him, I know he wants to join, done. But the other use case, much more common, is I want to invite users. And some of them are on the platform. So for example, Ross is on the platform, but there is someone that is not on the platform, like myself with the other email. So and I can do both. I can invite an external user or I can invite internal. And you can add 50, 100, 1,000 if you want. What will happen when I, also one thing you can see, also you know the message that is going to be sent. This one is configured by the site manager. So site manager is in control of the information is going to be sent to this user. Some site manager really give a lot of importance what is going to be sent. So they want the user to actually see it because you want to know the language that is used. And that is why we have this, this preview. This is exactly what the user will receive. And let's say I add this mailing list and I send my invites. And then this one, of course, will take, is a background project. So it could take from a second to few hours if you send a 1,000 email list, of course, but that will stop the site from working. And what happens is simply that both users will receive the invite. So I will receive an invite to my email, and I will receive an invite, my email that I'm a new user, and to my email because I'm an existing user. And I can click on of course, there are emails set on this demo site, don't worry. And what happens is I receive this email. I can click on view the site, so I can go to the site directly and see what it's about, because maybe I don't know Greenwire, maybe I'm completely new to that, or just click on the group itself, and then I can log in on the platform and join the group. So there are different things. So this is actually what you will be presenting once you visit the group. I'm not part of this group. I can join it. You get the information, you join the group, and now you will start receiving also notification, because that's also very important for engagement. So once you're part of a group or an event, you will receive notification. If some content is posted in a group, you will receive that. If there is a comment posted on a topic, you will receive the notification. If you are mentioned, you will receive a notification. So there is a lot of back and forth communication going on. Regarding that, some people want to receive all these things, some people don't want to receive all these things. So it's always possible for the individual user to decide how much notification they want. In this case, I get immediately all the messages, but I also say, I don't care if someone creates a post on my profile, I don't want to be notified. So you can really be picky about what you do. I had a demo the other day. I had a site manager saying, hey, I don't receive any notification. I don't know, it's probably something broken. Then I say, oh, let's check the settings, and everything was set to none. So yeah, we found the problem to our issue. But that's saying that you can really decide case by case what you want and what you don't want, what is important for you and what is not. Because of course, a content manager wants to receive maybe everything that's going on in the platform, but a normal user only cares about what he creates, maybe if there is a comment to your specific topic, but not if there is a comment on the entire group, because it's not meaningful. So you can do that as well. And then I think also super important for you, events. That's where you really create the engagement. That's where you really create something that is important for you. So you can, in the general group, the types are configurable, so you can decide whatever type you want to post. This one is just an example, offline, online, example events. You can choose a event picture, something nice to show that what the event is about, for example, like a nice header image. I have my defaults. And then you can decide two things. So you can decide where to post this, this event. By default, it's in the group because I created from the group. But I can also decide to create it outside the group. So just an event lying around is not related to any group. It's just something above everything, just generic enough. Or if you can see here, I can create a Croatian inside the Croatian group. And by default, I have the Croatia permission set. So that means I can decide to say, hey, in the Croatian group, I want only Croatian people to see this. Let's see. The enroll methods, so very similar to what we say for groups. You can create an event that is open for everyone. So if I can land on the event and I can see it, I can also enroll, join it, see all the information, be part of it, and receive notification, of course. I can also be an invite only. So I create my event, but I want to be in charge of who's invited to this event because maybe there are few spots. So I only want to invite really motivated people that I know about or from my mailing list. Or there is the other one, request to enroll. So it's not open, so not everyone can request. So it's possible to everyone, but there is some moderation. So I will receive the, I request my, the group manager, the group event in this case, the event manager in this case, will see the request and can say, no, we don't have more spots available. Oh, yeah, of course, I know this person is, let me accept and let her join this event. There are some other options here that you can also allow non-group members to enroll and set a limit of enrollees if you want. So there is a small event right now. Maybe we do something at home because of COVID. So I only have 10 spots on my couch, big couch. So I can put 10 users. Once that's depleted, there you cannot request anymore. You cannot enroll anymore. So it's is to prevent people to be disappointed if they thought that they joined, but then you have to delete their request, of course. You can decide when the event is taking place. Can be an ongoing event, can be a one-day event. In this case, you can have the day and the time, of course, if you want. And the location. Location is important for events because we also have a map when we display the location. If you it's not mandatory, so it can be an online event, so you don't need to put any location, or in general, you don't want people to know about this, or you want people to be engaged, to come and visit you. I'm not afraid of showing the information there. So let me put this as a real address. You can put some description, of course, some content of the event, what the event is about. You can, as you can see, you can add media, so you can embed videos, you can embed images, you can, as a normal editor, so you can do a lot there, make it nice and pretty. You can even add attachments. So if you have, for example, the program of the day, the agenda of the day for the event, that's something you can add there, or images, or anything you think is important for this event for people to know. Here are more default options. A normal user won't be presented to this. This is a content manager, of course. You can decide if you publish this event, or maybe you still want to think about it, just not publish it right away. You can decide if comments are available. You can close it. You don't want people to comment on your event, or you want people to. And the others are also important. You can decide a name to your page. So by default, will be the name of the event. So this one will be example event. So greenwire.de/example event. But if you want a specific name, more meaningful, you can just specify it here as well. Outer information, this one are just standard option, not very interesting now. Let's save. And what happens is that I have a new event, this with all the information, nice header image. You can see in which group has been created, if it's creating a group. Little thing, this one is an organizational tag, just a side note. So if you're part of an organization, you can be given this tag. It's just a tag, and automatically you will see this icon next to your name. So it's also important for the community to know who to reach out for. So this one is always available. If I'm looking for users and I see this, oh, this one maybe can help me out, maybe can give me more information about what's going on. You can see the date, and you can see the address of this event, plus all the information. And from this moment on, you're up. So you're the organizer. You can start inviting people to the event. Very similar to what we had before. So yeah, you can add people. You can add external people. You can add existing people. Very identical to what you had in the groups. This one is a demo content, not very exciting, but they work. They are very consistent. They work in the same way. So if you're familiar with groups, you will be familiar with events. And that's about it for events. So then let's say I'm a normal user. Let's see. I'm clicking on the other tab. Yeah, this is what happens. So now I'm a regular user. I'm logged in. I go to this event. It's a public event. It's a Croatian event, actually, and I'm a Croatian user. So I can see it. I can give information, and I can enroll. So I can click the button, and I can become a member. Let me show you one thing. For privacy, that's a setting that we introduce. By default, you only see the main information, so the city and the country of this event. So we don't give away all the information. If I become a member of this event, then I'm presenting with more information. So I know exactly where this event is taking place. This is useful, of course, for privacy. If you want to keep it secret, it's at my place. I don't want everyone on the site to see it. Only if people it's really interesting wants to come to my house, then is given the information. And also, if you do it online right now, can be that you use a Zoom link, a Hangout link. You don't want it to be visible to everyone, so you could use this address field actually for your online meeting link. So only once you are enrolled, you will see it. Same works for groups. And here I'm presenting with a list of people that actually enrolled, so you can always see who's there. You can click on it. You can see his profile. You can interact. You can send private messages, for example, to this user if you are interested. You can see what this person is interested in. You can see what they are. This is myself, of course. What they are up to, which content they created, and so on. But there is a lot going on, so we cannot possibly cover everything, but let me show you. Please interrupt me any second if you...
Stefano,
yeah.
A question that arises quite a lot. People can join in an anonymous way to events. They don't have to specifically have an open social account.
Absolutely. If you create an event that is like that. So as I showed you before, you can create events that are public to everyone. Then I can just go to the platform anonymously. I see the content there. I see an event that interests me. I don't need to create an account. I can just enroll, and I'm presented with all the information, and I'm contacted, and I'm done. So yeah, you can create that if something you want.
Thank you, Stefano. There's a question from Mohammed that is really, really interesting. He's asking if members can write to each other through chat windows, check profiles, locations, and so on.
Yeah, so there are multiple options, of course. You can send emails to users. You can send private messages to users. So sorry, this one is, let me do it in English, so it's easier also for me to understand. You can message, and you can add a member or multiple members and send a message. This is the private message functionality. You will receive a notification here in your notification center on the other side, and you can start interacting. It's not real time. It's like a messaging way of doing it. Maybe you're interested. Open Social is actually working on a real-time chat. Will be done by the end of the year, beginning of next year. I already discussed this with Luca briefly, and that will work more will be a real-time thing. So like a WhatsApp kind of things inside of Open Social. The thing about all the extension that we make at Open Social is that Greenwire will get them automatically if they want. That's also the agreement we have with the community. So if there is something new, for example, now we are adding courses to Greenwire. Is an extension that allows to create, let's say, courses, and there is no extra charge. It's just part of the package. So if you are interested, you can have it. If you see in the program, there is a link to our website. Everyone, I think, should have access to this document. Community talk, and then there are all the extensions listed. So right now I'm only showing the core product, what it does by default. But if you want to go there, you will see that can do a lot more if you're interested in. There are resources, for example, could be interesting for you, like share resources amongst countries or among communities and things like that. There are forms and surveys. There is discussions. There is a dashboard. There are plenty. So I don't want to confuse you. I don't want to give you too many information. But if you're interested in something that could be there, as there is no extra charge in the moment, it's just a decision of organizing together with Luca and Raquel to install on your platform. So that's possible. Since I mentioned courses, that will come to every NRO in a month, I think, whenever they want us to enable it. Is used a lot by a lot of our customers to engage people. So there are different types of course. You can create any type of course, of course. Some customers use it to inform people, like to train people to use the platform, because the platform is big. Of course, there are a lot of things you can do. You can create events, topics, news, set profile settings, a lot of things. So they use some courses to actually teach people, hey, if you go here and here and here, you will create your profile, you will add your picture, and they train them, and you can complete the section by section. Or you can really train people to do something. For example, Pachamama is really about protecting the environment, the rainforest, and they really want to inform people about all those things. So you have to go through a course. In this case, I finished the first 2 sections, and I can go to a next one. See, a lot of informations. I can add some feedbacks. So the content manager can also be informed what I think about the course, but what about this specific piece of content. And I can move on. I read all the content. I've seen all the videos, if there are videos, and I can complete the section, go to next, and so on. So you have videos, you have images, you have articles, and you can make whatever you want out of it. Even at the end of the course, you can even have a quiz if you want. And at the end of the quiz, you can even get a badge. So like some kind of acknowledgement that you completed a course. So this is all part of Open Social, is all part of what you could do if you have any usage with that. But it's an extension, so I want to keep more focus on the core product right now. But if you have questions on that, let me know. I'll be more than happy to give you also some demonstration outside this meeting. Please.
Stefano, double question for you and for my colleagues in the call. I've seen the Pachamama menu that has select your language, like kind of a drop-down menu. Would this be possible to do it based on countries that you are from? And to the people from CE and MENA, would this be something you would be interested? So you guys would like redirect everyone to greenwire.ce or MENA or whatever, or you would like to, I don't know, more or less redirect people immediately to their countries of residence based on certain factors? So dual question.
Well, as you can see now, I'm on Belgium anonymously, and I have the drop down, and I can switch the language, but as I showed before, is the same domain. So that is the same site, but then the interface gets translated. I don't know if that's what you meant, because I don't, where do you see this language selection for Pachamama?
Try the orange side. Maybe it was not the
Pachamama. Okay. Yeah, this one is.
That dude, select your language. You see in global partnership. Never mind, like just the drop down, it's good enough to understand, I suppose.
Yeah, as I showed before, there is the option for Google Translate, of course, that will be a drop down. That is this one. So it's the most common use option if you just want to give the opportunity for everyone to understand your site, doesn't matter where they are from. And that works on every page, anonymously or logged in. That's always possible, of course. I don't think any NRO at the moment uses that. They mainly use the actual translation, but of course that's won't be a problem to integrate. Any question where you would like to put more accent? I may briefly mention notifications. This one is the notification center. So every time that something happens, you will receive either an email or notification or both. If you're on the platform, you won't receive an email because it'll be redundant. But in general, you will, once you are offline, then you receive an email. And if you log in on the platform, you will have a reminder. Here, everything is clickable. So you can go to either the piece of content is mentioned here or to the reported content. Important maybe for you to moderate. You can always moderate content. Content can be reported as spam or as not appropriate. And we can set it up to remove it automatically right away or to get through some kind of moderation. So the content manager can receive the message, look at the content, say, oh, yeah, it's actually not appropriate for the platform. Let me unpublish it or remove it, or even block the user because, well, he's a spammer, and that happens, of course. So that's another functionalities out of the box there. Here there are a lot of options. I cannot go through all of them. You can create book pages, like content really organized like a book. You can use it for the FAQs, for example, but also for courses, manuals. That's very useful. You have events, topics. Topic is the most generic type of content. Of course, you can create topic news. You can create topic blog, everything you want. So images, videos, text, very simple. Discussions and dashboard, I will leave them out because they are extensions. So if you're interested, I can mention it in a different moment. Pages are just basic pages, normal content, again, very similar to topics, just with less options. Landing pages is super used by all the customers. You can create a very nice looking page. For example, I have the example of Pachamama could be good, but all the NROs also use landing pages for good quality content. So this one is a landing page. You can drag and drop. You can add blocks. You can add feature content. You can add an activity stream. For example, here is well organized with upcoming events. This one is dynamic block. So if a new event comes in, we'll jump to the time comes, then the old one will be out and the new one will be in automatically. So it doesn't need any maintenance from the content manager. Newest topics as well. If a new content gets added, then you will get it on top of the list here without you having to maintain it. So it's not, it is a dynamic content. So it's very, very used by community to keep everything dynamic, everything fresh, not that you have to go through all your pages every single day to make sure the content is still important, is still relevant, that is not expired, and so on. So you can really do a lot of things. You can put the groups, but you can also, for example, highlight the members. You can create a spotlight, for example, like this, in this case, for one member, but you can do it for multiple members. You can add a list of last joined members, for example, to praise them and things like that. So there are incredible amount of functionality that most likely you won't even care for the first few months on the platform. I really want to focus on what is important for you. If you have anything you want me to show, any direction, because we are very close to the end of the meeting anyway, so I don't want to waste the time and something is not important for you. I'm looking through the planning. Well, if you don't have a question, then I will show you something about the content metrics. Sorry?
I would like to ask something.
Please.
Yeah, so for us in the CE, it's quite a big step to go for it fully or not. So it's like hard dilemma because it's relatively expensive. So I'm interested, is there any demo trial period or something like that so that we could try out the tool, see how it goes, see how much capacity we need to invest in terms of working hours, and then see how people engage, and then maybe decide whether to go fully or not.
Not a live one, but we can set up a demo platform for you and how many users you want. So this one, for example, is a demo for myself, but I'm able to set it up in an amount of few hours just for you to use. So it could be a copy of an existing Greenwire platform, for example, or it could be, so it has already the look and feel of Greenwire, or it can be something like a blank canvas, like a default open social. I can add your users, and then from the moment on, you can create everything. You can create the courses, you can create the news events, see how the functionality work, understand how things are, how complicated they are, and of course, I'll be there whenever you need me to help you out. So you, but in general, whoever wants to experience that platform. So we can say, okay, let me try to configure the platform exactly like you, Stefano, mentioned it, with different roles for different countries, for example. Let's see how that will work. Or let's try to set it up with one language, English, and use Google Translator and see how that will work. And if that could be easier for us to maintain, because as I said, the more functionality you add, the more work you need to put into it as volunteer to understand it and to maintain it, to bring it along. Because of course, it's definitely a time-consuming activity. That's undeniable. But you know it. I mean, you know, even to do it on a spreadsheet takes a lot of time for you to be on top of everything. Here, at least you have more automatic tools. You have automated emails. You have a lot of information that are out of the box that you don't have to be worried about. Reminders as well. So that's pretty nice. Let me quickly show you how managing users work. That's maybe for you to be nice. If you have a content manager or site manager role, you're always on control of everything on the site. So here, for example, there is a list of users on the platform, and you can, of course, filter them. You can find exactly what you want. A lot of use cases, for example, I want to know the people logged in, sign up in the past 10 days because I want to welcome them. I want to send them a personalized email saying, thanks for joining, why you don't visit this group or that group, really to get them engaged. So you can do plenty of action. You can export. That could be very useful in many cases. So you export all the information. You can now use them offline to organize your groups or to organize your events and whatever. You can do bulk operation, adding roles, so that's not really interesting for now. You can remove them all. It could also be if they have any specific reason to remove users, but most use, of course, is send an email. So you can send an email to one person, to all the person in the platform, can personalize the email, of course, and then you can engage them. And in that email, of course, you can put whatever you want. So you can put, hey, have you checked out the last events that we created? And you can add the link to the events, and then you really bring them. And these events maybe are, can be public or can be private, depending on how you create it. So all the tools are there. There is also Google Analytics, of course, for you to see that how the engagement on the platform is going, if your user base is growing, if there are active users or there are only lurkers that only check the content, but they are not actively engaging. All these tools and things are there by default. So it's just a matter of for me to present them to you once you're interested in, of course, and if they are meaningful for your community. Well, something I haven't mentioned, search functionality. I think that's is a given on every site. You can search for content, you can search for groups, you can search for users. So let me see if I can find something. As you can see, you get some suggestions, or you can see where Stefano is showing up. I'm the author of these events, but I'm also a user, so I can click on that, and I can go directly, or I can search for content in general. I can search for all. So the all tab includes events, includes topics, includes users, everything. Or I can just go down to content. So not users involved, no groups involved, only events or basic pages. I can have some filter to make this option smaller. Same goes for users, same goes for groups. So we are also working a lot on the search to try to make it more reliable, adding more filters, more options. We are working a lot on tagging, for example. I don't know if something you could be interested. Also could work for your situation, because you could tag content with the Croatian tag or just with the Hungarian tag, and then you can filter on that. So a user can be presented only with the content that is tagged with Croatian, for example. So you will have more meaningful events, more meaningful groups. Is an alternative, or in combination, of course, with what I presented you before with custom roles and custom content for per country. So there are many ways to roam. I think the solution here will always sitting down with you and see what the easiest way for your community will be. That will give you the most result with the least amount of effort. I think that will be the way, because it always goes down in time consuming and resources. So whatever, it's stupid to get 10 tools if you only use one. That's always the case. So for me, it's important to know that things are there, can be set up, but it's then up to you to discuss it, of course, what is actually important for your specific case.